Hi everyone, Nalma and Jerry again, and welcome back to our channel.
So we're going to do a budget video. Budget videos are very popular, right? Everybody wants to know how much it costs to live in another country. Well, we've recently moved to the Philippines. When did we come here?
So we arrived in the Philippines last February 21 and last March 21 is our first month living here in the Philippines.
We're going to cheat a little bit and do like 5 or 6 weeks. So again, we've moved to Dumaguete, Philippines, and we're here for our first month. There are some expenses that aren't going to be normal and won't be on future budgets, but we need to include them because this is kind of what it cost us to get here to the Philippines. Starting off with transportation, we had to get a taxi in America. It cost $100 to get to the airports in America. When we got to Manila, it took $10 to get to where we're going then. So just in transportation, back and forth from airports, $110. At the airport, we had to get a COVID test. So the COVID test in Manila, we had 3 of us. Now, this might not be your budget because we have 3 people. We have Kea, our 8-year-old daughter, and us. But it costs $261 American dollars for COVID tests. I'm going to do this in American dollars because I've not yet transformed to Filipino dollars, and I don't want you to have to sit here and watch me calculate Philippine pesos into dollars yet. So $261 for COVID tests. Then
Next is our hotel quarantine, that took 3 weeks, and we paid $640 for 3 weeks staying in the hotel.
Now, this may change for you. We had to quarantine for 21 days. Yay, fun. 21 days of quarantine. And we didn't have the COVID virus. So we had 7 days in Manila, 14 days in Bacong. The supplies and food for that quarantine period, it was more than it should have been also. It was $438. Some of that was due to the fact that we had to order a lot of food from the quarantine places that we had, and it was terrible food. The selections were horrible. The cost was way overdone because, again, I know you don't have to spend $6 to $8 on a meal in the Philippines, but you do when you're quarantined.
Yep. So next is, as you know, we already moved here in our apartment after our 14 days quarantine in Bacong, and we paid the deposit and the other stuff. So we paid total of $640 for our apartment before we moved.
Now that was a 1-month deposit, so it was $400 for the deposit and 2 weeks for the remaining part of the month. So $240 for that. That did cover the water and other things that we had to pay. We also did get a driver because I'm large, as you can see. I don't want to be driving around in trikes, and they took us in the back of a pickup truck from the airport to Bacong, and I did not want to experience that again. So we got a driver to drive us around to various places in Dumaguete, show us around. We looked for a car. During that time, we're really unsuccessful trying to find anything that we wanted. We looked at a house and a property that, again, I definitely don't want. That was not a place that I want to be. And that cost $60. We paid him $60 for the full day of driving us around. He eventually got us to our new apartment. He did carry in all of our stuff and was very good and stuff, but that was another $60.
And the food and supplies for our new apartment, we paid total of $350 so far.
So that's $110, $260, $640, $430, another $6. So we're up to $1,500 or $1,600 just for that. The Nelma just said the supplies and food, the $350. We did spend a lot of money buying things that we won't buy again, like a coffee pot and
Kaya's temporary bed.
Yeah, we got her bed. We got some beddings and towels and things like that. So hopefully those won't be recurring. But we're up to $1,600 just in these costs. Now, again, hopefully we don't have to get COVID tested again. I'm not going anywhere where I need quarantined again, I will tell you that.
Yep.
So that's $1,500-$1,600. To get here, though, you do really need to know about everything. We did have to buy plane tickets. Now, if you're a single guy, you can get away with, $1,000 or something like that. You do have to have an ongoing ticket, but they're not letting tourists in now anyway. We're the exception to the rule. They will allow spouses and citizens to come back and stuff, and I did have to get a 9A visa for that I should have added into the total. That was $90 for a year. That's not here. All the other things that we had to prepare for. So that's a lot of money, but airplane tickets too, for the three of us, that cost $3,600. And we had to cancel that 3 different times because of the Philippine restrictions kept changing, and they would allow us sometime and not allow us other time. I think we got all that refunded to us, didn't we?
Yeah, because we called our bank so that we can get our money refunded. So it's hassle to do all of this stuff, but yeah,
Right.
we get it back.
Yeah, and the BI, the Philippine government, just doesn't really care what you've gone through to try to make arrangements to get here. They change it weekly, and that affects hundreds and thousands of people because you've made plans, you've made airplane tickets, and then they change the criteria for getting here. But regardless of that, so adding in the $3,600, we're up to $5,500 or so. We again have watched a lot of videos, but we haven't really listened to any of them. Every single one of them says, don't buy a car, don't do this, don't do that. Public transit. Well, I'm not driving around in Jeeps and Jeepneys and trikes and the back of other people's scooters. And we have 3 of us.
Yep.
I'm a large guy. I have some mobility problems. I walk with a cane, so it's hard for me to get in and out of places anyway. So we had to buy a car. We bought the second car that we saw. Went to the lawyer, didn't know what I was doing buying the car. But Auntie...
Yeah, our landlady is very, very nice to us, and she's helping us in many ways, especially in buying our car, to give us tips on what to do so that we won't be scammed in buying cars. And they help us out giving rides and stuff. So we're very happy that we moved here because they help us a lot.
Yeah, she took us to her lawyer where we got all the paperwork properly done.
Yes.
So I can kind of trust that it is our car, which was, we should make a video about that too, because the paperwork wasn't right. And then another lawyer signed a paper, probably illegally, to get the paperwork done right, and then we took it back to our lawyer, and he said, okay, fine, and we bought that car, but that cost us $6,960.
And we need to register it this April.
Right.
So.
Yeah. It had a slow leak in one of the front tires that we didn't know about.
Yep.
So instead of just patching that, we put 2 new front tires on it for $120.
Yep.
Gas is very expensive here. It costs $36 to fill up the tank. And of course, it was bone dry empty when we got it. They planned that out well, used all of their gas. But that was fun. But at least we have some transportation to where we can get around and go from there. But that adds $7,000 to the mix. So, hey, the first month we've spent $13,059. So if you plan on coming to the Philippines, have some money in your pocket because you're going to spend on the setup. Now, of course, you can get here, with 1 plane ticket and...
Yeah, you don't have to do what we did, like buying cars and, buying expensive tickets to to make it cheaper for you when you're going here. But yeah, we're sharing you guys our budget.
Yeah, so we're $13,000 in. If next month is like this month, I got about 4 months before I have to fly back to America and get another job.
Because leaving this budget every month, it's over budget. But yeah, we need this to set up things, to start up everything.
So here's my high-tech presentation on our monthly budget, actual funds that we spent. So I know I splurged on the cardboard, but You know, $13,000. You can live in the Philippines too. Thank you.
Thank you for watching, guys. See you on our next video. Bye.